Tonight, we're hearing from Bibb County Sheriff David Davis about ongoing community concerns surrounding 911 response times. Back in February, the sheriff told us the time it takes a deputy to arrive to a call was improving.
He said his office saw a 30% faster rate for deputy response time compared to last year. But new data obtained by 13 WMAZ paints a different picture of how response times have changed since January 2024. Maggie Fitzgerald joins us in studio to break down the findings and the challenges the sheriff's office is still seeing tonight.
Yeah, Frank and Lori, Mayor Miller even recognized that same 30% stat at a Macon violence prevention presentation back in April. And now Davis says that number was just a 3-month snapshot of response time between December 2024 and February of 2025. But a month-to-month comparison reveals a bit of a different story.
Call volume. We have to really dig into how many more calls we've had, staffing issues.
Those two factors and more coming into play as the Bibb Sheriff's Office battles poor response time. Deputy response time in Bibb County is measured by 2 metrics. Create to arrive, which is the time between when dispatch answers a 911 call to when a deputy arrives, and dispatch to arrive, or the time that 911 call is given to officers to the time they arrive on the scene. The sheriff's office did see a roughly 30% decrease between a person's call to when a deputy was dispatched to them from December to February. But that doesn't matter to a caller who's waiting from the time a 911 operator picks up to when a deputy arrives to help.
When we showed a 30% decrease in call response times, it was striking, and it was something that showed what we were doing were working.
December 2024's average create to arrive time clocked in at more than 46 minutes. February's time clocked in at 40 minutes. That's only a 14% faster rate for the time it takes a deputy to arrive to you. In January 2024, it took more than 27 minutes for a deputy to be dispatched to a call. And in January 2025, it took more than 37 minutes. A nearly 37% increase.
Certainly not trying to mislead folks, because I know I get enough calls from people saying I had to wait an hour and a half for a deputy, but at least now they're saying they waited an hour and a half for a deputy, whereas used to they waited 2.5 hours for a deputy. So we are making some stride.
And Davis says staffing remains a challenge, but recent hiring initiatives and part-time programs are helping to fill those gaps. He says the department is focused on keeping response times low as possible, even as call volumes may rise. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Maggie. To fight staffing challenges, county leaders approved a $5,000 raise for deputies in April. That was made possible through ticket revenue from school-zone speed cameras.
And some Central Georgia residents say they're still waiting too long for help, but it's not law enforcement, it's ambulances.